Hey, this is WhyBeAre with Brick Rigs. So this is the main menu right here, and you hit play, and then you have two locations that you can play. One is the city, the other one is the desert. We're going to start at the city, and then eventually we'll work our way to the desert. So let's get started. Usually, the game will start you out in front of a building, and then you enter that building and you go into building mode. Now you have a bunch of different categories over here. You can select a category, and in that category are bricks. Using these bricks, you can make a vehicle. So you just select them, and you stack them up, you can rotate them, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not really going to do much in terms of building. Instead, I'm going to do a lot of driving the pre-made vehicles. So we're going to start off with the fire engine, open that up. And then if you wanted to, you could add on to the pre-made. So you could just grab this brick, bring it up to above it like so, and then place it right on top. There we go. Now we have a custom fire engine that is totally unique from every other one. But I'm not going to save it because different doesn't necessarily mean good. So one of the neat things about this game is the way the vehicles can crash. So this is made out of a bunch of bricks. So if you crash into something, the bricks will scatter. So let's show that off real quickly. There, that was a nice crash. And luckily, we could keep driving a little bit. We only have 3 wheels. So it's not exactly super controllable, but you see, you can keep going even with a damaged vehicle, although it'll be very likely to tip over when it's missing wheels. Although you can do dumb things like this and maybe it'll up itself. Or maybe pieces will just keep falling off. We'll find out. Oh, there go my tires, so I think it's about done. And when that happens, all you need to do is hit backspace or delete, whatever you want to call it, and it'll respawn you at the closest respawn point, which in this situation happens to be on top of a roof. So that's a great opportunity to just drive it off of the roof and destroy it like that. And it's fun just watching all the pieces fall off like that. And let's go ahead and do that again, but this time we'll go faster. So instead of just rolling it very gently off the roof, we're going to actually go with a little bit of speed. There we are. Come on, land upright, and then we can keep on driving. Perfect. And this time we actually have 4 wheels. So that was just a quick weight reduction on my fire engine. Now, aside from that, there are also these orange dots all over the place. Those orange dots are challenges. So, for example, on this one, if you walk up to it, it says a drag race, a classic drag race over 0.25 miles. Well, I guess I should say a quarter mile or 400 meters. Reach the end as fast as possible with any vehicle you like. So you can either start the mission the way things are right now, or you could pull up the editor and get a different vehicle and use that. So maybe I just wanted a fresh vehicle, so I can say start with that. And then you have to hit start again. And the way you do that is you hold mouse 2 and then you can start the mission. And then it says started mission. So pretty easy here. Just go in a straight line. How can you screw this up, WhyBeAre? Oh, I'll find a way. Actually, it's easy to mess this up because I'm using the keyboard for steering, and it's really easy to start fishtailing with the keyboard because you don't have those fine controls you would have like with a controller. Finish, made it, and ooh, there go the pieces. We can also hop out and just look at all the pieces that flew about so you can see just how many there actually are. I mean, that wasn't that harsh of a crash because half of the vehicle is still intact, but we already got dozens of pieces scattered all over the place, covering the whole road up, which can be an issue if you keep spawning up new vehicles all the time. Eventually, you'll just keep running over your old vehicles and it gets annoying. So let's go and just keep on driving my 3-wheeled vehicle. And there's actually this crater over here that looks really, really appealing. Let's try to dump it into there. Come on. Come on. Just go in the crater. I know you can make it. Oh, that is wrong. No, this is super wrong. This is not the way it was supposed to go. Now I'm stuck in a crater. So we could actually respawn just my character. And then we could go to the door and get a new vehicle. So instead of the fire engine, we'll get the fire MOG. And we'll spawn that. And it is good to go. So we'll try to find some other of those challenges to do. And if you can't find the challenges, what the easiest way to find them is you hit M. That goes to the mini-map, and you see there are a bunch of icons here. So the steering wheel, that's a vehicle. The gear, that's where you can spawn a vehicle. And then the circles, those are the challenges. So I see there's one there and there. So basically, I got to go straight and then go to the right to find them. Although first, I have a different mission in mind. We're going to dump that thing into the crater. Because that's where it belongs. Whoa, don't you tip on me. You're just here to go bump. Very gently. Bump! Oh, come on. Almost there. Back it up a bit, and then we're just going to ram it. So you got to go reverse. Forward. I have a couple of pieces fall off of mine. Don't care. Ram it into the hole, but don't fall in. Perfect. We can kind of watch it from here. A couple of pieces are falling off, but it's actually holding up a little bit. There's a nice shattering of pieces. Let's go take a closer look at that. That, and I just wanted to make sure you guys can actually see the shattering because it looks so cool. Yeah. Looks cool with the fire engine or the fire mog. Just a big old pile of parts. We'll go ahead and bring... Well, actually, you know, before we bring my guy back up, walk around the parts a bit. And you see there are still some things intact. If you actually hit mouse 1, you can shoot this little ball at things to break them apart more. So now there's even more pieces in this hole. Then you go into your seat and you hit reset. That's how you repair the vehicle. Kind of funny the way it's done, but it works. So anyways, out of here and to a challenge. First, I gotta go over this little bump, which is a little bit harder than you would expect. Sometimes you can just roll over on those, I've noticed. Right there, it's also wanting to roll over on me. So there's one of the challenges. I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to skip ahead to the next one because I'm at a really bad angle for it. So there's the one we're going to actually try to do. And on this one, it says, car park. Reach the roof of the car park with your vehicle. For obvious reasons, you may not use a helicopter. So we hit start mission, and it points us in the wrong direction, so we kind of got to back out of there and then go forward. And I've had the controls on the screen this whole time because I didn't want to forget some of the things. So like it also has a light system that you could use on and off. It has a horn, and it says it has like 4 different horns, but only number 1 actually seems to work, which is kind of funny. Now the way the gearbox works is you put it in reverse, neutral, or drive. It's basically like a real-life automatic transmission. So you can't go backwards just by holding brake. You actually have to shift down. So to the top with the car park. With my fire mog. Ooh! It's struggling! Come on! So, you know, the problem is all the stock vehicles are like big, bulky things. There's no stock sports car. But there is Steam Workshop support. So that means eventually somebody could make a car that's 100 times better than one I could ever make. Then you could go and download it and drive it around like you actually made it, even if you put no effort at all into ever making a vehicle. So it's always nice when games do things like that, because uncreative folk like me, in a game like this, yeah, we're not going to get much out of it. But then you have the creative people supplying people like me with stuff. Lots in it. So we're just going to keep climbing this car park. I think there's only 1 or 2 more until we're at the top. I just got to be careful not to get stuck on any of these pillars, which I almost just did right there. And I might do right here, yes. And you notice, actually, this car park has nothing on the sides to stop you from just driving right out the edges. I have no idea where you could find a car park like this, but I don't think this is safe and it follows any of the proper guidelines they have for human safety whatsoever. There we go. That is a success, and we got a new record, which really doesn't mean much because I don't even know if there was an old record. So here we got another one. This is jump off the roof, make your way down these roofs, and reach the road. It doesn't matter in which condition your vehicle arrives, but it has to arrive somehow. Alright, so this one, we just charge, I guess, although I don't think we have quite enough speed to do it with this thing, do we? I mean, if we're going to charge, we need to back up as much as we possibly can, so get right up on the edge, like so. Put it to first gear, and then floor it and see if it's fast enough. It doesn't look like it's going to make it, is it? No, that is way too slow. If you wanted to make that one, you need a much faster vehicle, so we can actually cancel the mission first, then we can reset that and get a fresh one, which is, again, back on the roof of the car park. And we'll have a little bit of fun with this. We'll also chuck this thing off the roof so we can have some damage to it. And a lovely outcome to that. Oh, except for the fact that it tipped. I was going to be so happy because we could keep driving it. Well, can we get it upright like a monster truck can sometimes do? I don't know about that, but we can get it spinning right here. Feels like something's got to give eventually because it keeps going faster and faster, doesn't it? Like it's going to hit the building, right? Eventually? Or is it just going to keep going? There we go. There's something's happening. This is so dumb and stupid. And I'm just waiting for something to happen. I don't think anything's going to actually happen. It looks so close to the building, but it's just barely not going to ever hit it. And I don't think it's speeding up anymore. We can hop out of it. Just let it spin. Shoot some little balls at it to blow it up. Yeah, that's what you get. Look at my little car. Yeah, that don't go nowhere. So now we can go ahead and go to the other map. So we'll hit main menu, play, and then desert sandbox. So here we are in the desert, and the vehicle we're going to be using here is the Sky Crane, which is the helicopter you saw in the thumbnail for this area. So to fly this thing, you're going to first hold Alt to get it spinning. Once it's spinning, you use a combination of WASD and the arrow keys to fly it. You can also use the mouse, but that feels even more awkward than the arrow keys to me. Now, the flying controls are pretty awkward, though, because you have no way, as far as I can tell, to actually control the camera, because normally you'd use the mouse to control the camera. When you're holding Alt, it instead controls a helicopter, so you can't move the camera here. Like I'm trying to move it left and right, nothing's happening. If you let go of Alt, you can move the camera around. The problem is when you let go of Alt, the helicopter will stop spinning and eventually fall to the ground. So it's kind of weird. You have to decide, do you want to be able to control the helicopter, or do you want to be able to control the camera? So right there, we have actually wrecked it in the most gentle way possible. So we'll call that a landing. It was so gentle. And we'll respawn it and get into the air and actually fly it a bit. We'll try to actually get it in a good camera angle. Now, you can have interior cameras on the vehicles. I don't think I've shown that off yet, but they're available. There's also one that looks straight down because this is a Sky Crane after all, so you can use it to pick up things if you wanted to. I, however, do not have the coordination to do such a thing, so instead I just fly all over the place and crash really, really fast. For example, if we go straight up, we can crash super fast because unexpectedly there is a roof and it does come up kind of fast. I guarantee you, if you didn't know it was there, you would do exactly that when you try to fly it. And that time it actually caught on fire, and you can see when things catch on fire, they burn to a crisp and they lose their coloring. But we got some parts that are on fire, some parts that aren't. Either way, though, that's not going anywhere, so we'll just get a new one and fly it again. You can tell I just like crashing this thing, huh? Yeah. So what? Crashing's fun. We're going to get this thing into the air once again, and this time we're going to just charge it into the ground. We're just going to go straight at the ground. And we're going to put some slow-mo into this so you can actually see it. That's a problem. And that's kind of a problem with the controls right there, actually. So if you're holding down Alt to make the rotor spin and then you hit Tab to do slow-mo, well, you're just going to Alt-Tab the game. Yeah, that was smart of me. I did not realize that until I was already in a different window. So we have to go like that and then let go of Alt, then hit Tab to do the slow-mo, and we can actually control the camera here so we can have a good camera angle as we watch the helicopter exploding, and you have parts flying everywhere. Although not as much as last time, unfortunately. Last time, there were parts going all over the place. Either way, though, I got what I wanted, which was a helicopter crash with a little bit of slow-mo. So let's get this thing up into the air again and crash it once more, and I think that might be all for this video. I might do some stuff with the Steam Workshop if I see some cool things in there, but I don't really feel like I have the creativity to build things here, even though it's all pretty simple because you have bricks and stuff. Like, the details on this are just far beyond anything I could possibly create. And right there, that's a interesting way to crash. You crash into the roof with the feet, and that's a nice explosion of parts. All right, so that'll do it. Till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.